With the last start of the season, Josh Allen impressed everybody. Can we trust him to be our franchise quarterback? Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and in this episode, we are going to talk about Josh Allen, talk about if he can be the quarterback of the future here in Buffalo. Before I do that, however, I just want to say my name is Joe. Thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. If you are new to this channel, don't think that just because the NFL season is over, at least the Bills' NFL season is over, that the content stops here on Believers Talk. We will keep you updated constantly on all things related to Buffalo Bills, Buffalo sports. We'll keep you updated there as well. And we'll also keep you updated on any free agent news, draft news, NFL news, including the playoffs that come out. We'll keep you updated there. I will be going live, doing live play-by-play reaction this weekend to a playoff game of your choosing. So in the description below is my Twitter handle. Go onto my Twitter page. Currently I have a poll up seeing what game you guys want me to live stream play-by-play and reaction to this weekend for the wild card weekend. We'll do the same thing in the divisional round weekend. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because we do go live from time to time. You want to be told when we're going live so we can all have fun, chat a little bit together, go live for those playoff games. You want to be here for that, go onto the Twitter page, vote which game you would want to see live play-by-play reaction for, and we'll watch the game together. So again, subscribe, notification, like this video, go onto the Twitter page and follow me there, and then vote in the poll. So again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Let's talk about Josh Allen. Is he good enough to be our franchise quarterback? Obviously, he left on a high note, right? That Miami game, probably his best performance of the season. Last week of the year, no better time to do it. What does that mean going forward? A lot of people are on that hype train now, right? 62% completion percentage in that last game. Three throwing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 4 throwing touchdowns if you include that pick 6 he threw. But overall, a great performance by Josh Allen. What can we expect in the future? Well, guys, looking at last year, I did rank the quarterbacks coming out of the draft, and I actually had Josh Allen ranked pretty low. Had him ranked 6th overall. So I was not high on Josh Allen coming out of the draft. But what happened, of course, we all know what happened. It's with the 7th overall pick, the Buffalo Bills draft Josh Allen. Coming out of the draft, he wasn't listed as one of the best QBs. You know, we talk about Baker Mayfield, talk about Josh Rosen, who was highly regarded as well, and then you talk about Sam Darnold. All those 3 guys were all ranked higher than Josh Allen. So Buffalo maybe threw a little bit of a curveball by picking Josh Allen over Josh Rosen in this draft, but did they know what they were doing? Getting a guy with a strong arm going against those Buffalo wins, especially in November, December. You need a guy with a strong arm and a guy with a lot of heart, and that is what Josh Allen has. To read real quick, I'm going to go over Lance Zierlein's NFL analysis from NFL.com for last year's draft. This was when he's coming out of the draft. Likely be the biggest boom or bust quarterback prospect in the draft. Allen's size and arm talent are prototypical for early first-round picks, but it's rare to find a quarterback with such a low college completion rate become a successful pro. Allen's receivers struggled to separate, but there were plenty of times where his lack of anticipation and post-snap plan did him in. Allen can make some truly special throws, but his ability to improve the mental part of his game will determine whether he's a good NFL starter or just another big, strong-armed guy. So that was the analysis from Lance Zierlein coming out of the draft last season, projected as the number 1 overall pick. His NFL comparison was Jack Locker. Okay, if you don't know who Jack Locker is, that's because he didn't do much in the NFL. Was mostly a backup quarterback in Tennessee, not really that successful. We obviously want to see more success, and some would argue we already have seen more success from Josh Allen. So you look at this season, how well did Josh Allen do? Well, a lot of the criticisms are accurate, and a lot of the criticisms still hold true if you look at Josh Allen's stats for this year. I know he completed 64% of his passes in week 17. I'm sorry, 65% of his passes in week 17. But for the season, he's at 52.8%. That's not good. All right, so yes, he did play well his last game, but that's not good. 52.8%, not going to get done in the NFL. You talk about some really bad games against the Patriots. He only completed 48.8%. Against the Packers, 48.5%. Against the Ravens, even though he was only in for the second half of that game, only 40% of his passes. His best game this season would have to probably be, at least percentage-wise, against the Texans. He completed 58.8% of his passes, but he only threw for 84 yards. So that's something that's bothersome to me. The completion percentage will need to rise up. Now, you can blame a lot of that on the offensive talent around him. You know, even in the analysis of him at Wyoming, it was said, you know, wide receivers didn't get good separation, and you can argue that was the case here. You can also argue that the offensive line didn't give him a lot of protection, right? We also saw him tuck and run a bunch, and there were a few times he tucked and run where he had open receivers. He didn't have to tuck and run, but he did anyway. So I would like to see that get better as well. If you have an open receiver, let them do their job. And I don't, you know, I heard, and even I fell into this trap a little bit too. I heard a lot of people talking about the drops, right? Wide receiver drops are a killer, and I'm not saying they're not. But if you look at the stats, Buffalo Bills receivers actually don't rank that high as far as drops. I'm looking at stats from the WashingtonPost.com, and out of the 32 teams, the most drops, we're ranked 23rd. You know what I mean? So we actually have quite one of the fewest drops. You know, we had, according to them, we had 15 drops on the year, where if you look at a team like Jacksonville, the #1 team, they had 32 wide receiver drops this season, passes drops. So you know, you could blame drops, but at the same time, if you're going to blame drops, you need to blame drops for Blake Bortles. You need to blame drops for a bunch of these quarterbacks. You know, Andrew Luck, the Indianapolis Colts, had 26 drops. So where does it go? How far do you go with that to say, oh, it's because of all the drops we had? No, we didn't have that many drops. Overall, we had 15 drops. You know, I mean, there's only 6 teams or 7 teams that are lower than us as far as drops this season. So yeah, I blame the drops sometimes too. I saw some wide open drops and things like that. But compared to other NFL teams, we actually didn't drop the ball that much. So can you really blame the drops? That's for you to decide. You guys can leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about that. But that's what the stat says. Period. That's what we're looking at. So can Josh Allen blame the drops for his low completion percentage? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Again, 52.8% completion percentage, 2,074 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So obviously that last game, he did improve on that number, throwing for 3 touchdowns, only the 1 interception. However, still threw more interceptions this season than he had passing touchdowns. Now, he did run the ball quite well, obviously. He had quite a few rushing touchdowns to that number as well. I think he had 7 rushing touchdowns this season. So you do have to take that into account as well. He is a mobile quarterback. I do agree with that. But we need to see how he does throwing the ball. A quarterback's job is to throw the ball. I mean, even last preseason we did a video about the difference between a pocket passer and a scrambling quarterback. I think it was in my Lamar Jackson video, or when I was talking about Lamar Jackson, about the importance of being able to win a game in the pocket, right? I mean, we all see when he scrambles outside, his vision downfield is not really as good, and he sometimes makes poor decisions. We saw 3 or 4 times this season where he was rolling to his left or rolling to his right and threw across his body, and the play was and the ball was intercepted. You can't do that at this level. This is not Wyoming. You have to be able to be smarter than that. You have to be able to protect the ball better than that. With that being said, however, I am really beginning to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. Okay, again, I had Josh Allen ranked 6th overall as far as QBs coming out of last year's draft. At the current time, I rank him 2nd out of the QBs from last year's draft, behind Baker Mayfield. I really think he played well this year. I think you know, he improved. We wanted to keep seeing improvement, and that's what we did see, and that shows with the 65% completion percentage his last week of the season. Now, what does that mean going forward? I'm not sure, because a lot of people are talking about Brian Daboll not being there next season. When you change offensive coordinators on a young quarterback, then he a lot of times degresses in his maturity, in his abilities on the field. So, you know, we all saw Josh Allen's heart, right? We know that he has a passion and he has a will to win each and every game. He said it on more than one occasion. He doesn't care what stats look like at the end of the day. He just wants to win. We all saw how much throwing a pass to Kyle Williams meant to him, how special that was. He made mention to that after Sunday's game. Kyle Williams, 1 catch, 9 yards in the game, and you know, Zay Jones came over and made sure Kyle Williams got the ball. So that was really a special moment for not only Kyle Williams, but really the whole Bills team as a whole, to see one of our leaders step down. But that's with Kyle Williams stepping down, we need leaders to step up. All right, we really don't have an offensive leader. We went this whole season, I mean, with no one really leading the charge on offense. You can argue maybe that was Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen needs to continue to step into that role now. Needs to continue to step into the role. So is he our franchise guy? Still not sure. I'm not sold, guys. I'm not saying he's bad. Again, I have him currently as the second best quarterback out of the 2018 NFL draft. Does that mean that he's just bound for success? No. No, his completion percentage does need to get better. And you can blame Brian Daboll for that. You can blame, the wide receivers for that. You can blame the offensive line for that. You can blame whoever you want for that. But we've seen quarterbacks with bad offensive lines, with not the greatest wide receiving core, and with a questionable offensive coordinator, still do better. If Josh Allen was completing at 65% for the season, we wouldn't even be questioning Brian Daboll, right? We'd be fine with that. But that's not the case. The truth is he's completing just over 50% of his passes. And again, although his best game was his last game, which makes everyone hopeful for the future, and even I'm hopeful for the future, and I think this can be the guy. This can be the Bills guy. We can't lose track of the fact that he played in 11 games this season, and so we have to take in his whole body of work and say, where does that leave us? And at this point, we can't sit here and say we're sold on Josh Allen. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, there's just some statistics there to prove my point about how we can't be sold on Josh Allen. But a lot of you can be. I mean, again, he fits Buffalo really well, both the city and the team. Blue collar guy, work hard, a lot of heart, a lot of passion. We love that. We love that, and we want to keep seeing that. But we also want to see some wins. We want to see some wins. And whether that transgresses in the next season, where we have $86 million in cap space projected, whether it goes on for the next 10 years, we don't know yet. But 50% completion percentage, or just over 50% completion percentage, isn't going to be good enough. Throwing more interceptions in the season than passing touchdowns isn't going to be good enough. These things need to improve. He didn't even throw for 300 yards in a single game this season, which I get. I get it. That's never going to be Buffalo's offense. Buffalo's never going to be a gun it out type offense. But we need someone who's able to do that. So, is Josh Allen that guy? We don't know. But again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to respond. I know a lot of you will probably disagree with what I have to say, being the fact that Josh Allen, his last start was really impressive, and I'm not going to deny that. And we even talked about that in our post-game wrap-up on New Year's, but there was still just one start. It's a great start, but it was still just one start. It was a good season, but not a great season. Now we need to see improvement. A whole off season, get some wide receivers in there to work with Josh Allen, work with Zay Jones, work with Robert Foster. Let's improve. Let's get better. That should be the goal from here on out. We should make the playoffs next year, guys. That's what I'm going to say. We should make the playoffs next year. That should be expected. And in order to do that, we need great quarterback play from Josh Allen. Hopefully we can get that done. But thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, my name is Joe. If you have not already subscribed to Believers Talk, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We will continue to keep you updated on all things Buffalo Bills. I'll go over the 53-man roster, let you know who I think we should keep, who I think we should get rid of, whose contracts are coming to an end, and who we will pick up during free agency. So thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment below. Follow me on Twitter. Again, that poll down below in the description. Follow that URL. Get that poll question out there. I want to see a lot of votes so I can give you great coverage, live play-by-play, live reaction to whatever wild card game you want me to do. I'll do it. We'll have a good time. But thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, my name is Joe. I look forward to seeing you all soon. But till then, go Bills.